Welcome back to the Marathon. My name's Mare, and today I have a question for you. Thanks for hanging out today. My name's Mare. I'd love it if you laced up and subscribed to my channel. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. There's a link below to subscribe, join us. You can join the Mareathon Facebook group. And in today's marathon, I have a question for you. Something less than great happened to me today, and I spent some time questioning, doubting whether I had responded to it properly, and I want to talk to you about it. So, I am not someone who is good off the cuff when it comes to confrontation. I would say I'm pretty good off the cuff when it comes to a joke or something lighthearted or advice, something positive. But when it comes to something negative, I am so taken aback usually that I have no idea how to react. I can't even think of one example of when I reacted in like anger and lashed out at someone. Honestly, I usually just like shut down and try and get the hell out of there. And I sometimes question whether that's good or not. I wonder if I should be someone who can be better in the moment and not necessarily lash out, but like stand up for myself in a positive, constructive way. But then I also wonder if not saying anything is a form of standing up for yourself. So I don't really want to, I don't think that telling you the specifics of what happened to me today are important to the story, but I will say it was someone who I don't know. I didn't even know their name, and they made an off-the-cuff joke about being a widow that was incredibly insensitive and incredibly hurtful. Yeah, so I didn't say anything. I was so taken aback that I laughed after their comment. And then I thought to myself, do they just have no idea that I'm a widow and I was a widow at 34? And that making a joke about it's too young to be a widow at 42 isn't funny to me? Or did they think it would be funny because I'm a widow? Or were they just being super insensitive and they thought it was funny? I literally just leaned up against something and like laughed and stared at my phone. And then a friend of mine was also there and she was like, I can't believe you're just laughing. Good job, buddy. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I spent some time, obviously this morning, like going over the scenario and thinking, do I message that person and say like, hey, that was super insensitive of you and hurtful. Not sure you know this, but your words matter and they weren't okay. Or if this person just has no idea that I'm a widow, it still doesn't make it okay that they made that joke. It's like when people don't know that I'm a parent of a child with special needs and they make a joke about like something being retarded or retard or slow or special. I wonder, then I usually will say something like I will catch people and be like, please don't use that word. And then they're like, why? And I'm like, because my son is autistic and deaf and it's not funny. And then they feel bad and then hopefully they never use it again and they apologize. But I don't know. It was interesting to me. So I want to know, like, what do you do when someone is rude to you? Do you angrily lash out? Do you like take the high vibe route and walk away like I did? Do you, you know, later on then approach them and say like, hey, that was super hurtful, like, hey, you shouldn't have said that, this is why, and stand up for yourself? Do you just let it go? Do you let it fester? What do you do? I would love to know, because I think some people are super good in the moment. Some people are aggressive in the moment and then say something that they might regret. What do you do when someone says something hurtful to you? what do you do? And this is just like, yeah, I recently realized in therapy, because Vicky, my therapist, is like, praise hands emojis, that I am someone who doesn't like to make other people uncomfortable. So in a situation where I'm super uncomfortable, I would rather that happen than make someone else uncomfortable. And that has bitten me in the ass for years. So I don't know if today was one of those situations where when she said that, I should have just been like, try being a widow at 34 and just see what she did. But that didn't come to my mind until like 10 minutes later. Like, I'm just not good in the moment. Should I have just said what I was thinking? Was like, ow, that was super effing hurtful. And just looked like, I don't know. I need to get better at being okay with making other people uncomfortable. And what she also told me is I'm an empath, or what's known as a super feeler. So when other people are uncomfortable or upset, I try to neutralize the energy in the room, and I would never want it to swing the other way. Like, I would never want to see someone else uncomfortable. But I think it's okay to make someone else uncomfortable if they're being hurtful, or you need to set a boundary, or you need to stand up for yourself. Like, what would you have said in that situation? I'm waiting. And I also want to know, how do you gain the tools to be better in the moment? I guess for me, what I think might work for me is just being super present and being like reminding myself that it's okay to make someone else uncomfortable. Not in a hurtful way. Like, I don't wish I had lashed out at her and made her feel just as low, but I wish I had said something. Something. So what do you do? What do you think the answer is to this? Usually I like to post videos where I have all the tips, the tricks, the tools, but today's is a little bit different. I want to know. I want to start this discussion on like, what do you do when someone says something uncomfortably hurtful or unnecessary? If it had been written, I could have like taken a beat and then replied. Sometimes I'll get rude comments like on videos or on my socials, but more often than not, I just block and delete and move on, because like I'd rather up level and move on, whatever. So in this situation, what I did was I went to spin, and luckily there was a friend who had the bike beside me, and so we just like did spin together, and I felt very supported, even though I really wanted to leave halfway through the class because I was so upset. And then I just like left it on the ground at spin and moved on. So what would you do? Like, I'm not hurt by it anymore. I'm not upset by it. I'm more just like trying to learn from the situation and move forward. Join the conversation down below. What would you do? What do you think the best thing is to do when someone says something hurtful or unnecessary to you? Not lash out. We want to be high vibe. We want to keep our integrity. We want to stand up for ourselves. What do we do? Join the conversation down below. Let me know what you think. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. My name's Mare. Super appreciative that you hung out today, and I'm excited for this conversation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.